Hello, my makeup loving friends. How's it going? Welcome back. It's been another week. We have a week's worth of new makeup releases to talk about. With me, as always, I have the gorgeous, immaculate, wonderful Tia. Much fanfare and applause and all that sort of jazz. If you have been watching my socials, you might have seen a little bit of a change in that I've been uploading very short, snippety videos to tell you about the new releases. So I'm linking my TikTok and Instagram, etc., down below, so you can have a little look at that.
Go follow.
Yeah.
They're good. They're amazing.
Oh, that jazz. Anyways, I have loads of people to thank because you know the general drill. I only talk about the stuff that you guys really tag me in. So I want to say a big thank you to Brianna, Ali, Beth, Gillian, Rhea, Hannah, Lisa, Daniela, Charlotte F, Jade S, Anna, Carly, Kirsten, JW, Claire, Gina, Cecily, Amy, Gaia, Chrissy, Manuela T, Tina, Heidi, Manuela A, Tony, Shalina, Franca, Tia, Flick, Susie, Pie of Pidonia, Missy, Missa, Nisha, Lauren, Ula, Lucy, Sue, Kim, Katie, Maggie, Shanna, Callie, Emily, and Hannah Louise. Massive thank you, guys. And as always, a huge thank you to my Patreons, of which we have 2 birthdays. So big happy birthday to Della and to Keisha.
Happy birthday.
Yes, well done on the successful living. And our theme this week, because if you have been following the news, like, not that this is on like the news, but Beauty Bay came out with their Love Notes palette, and we were all a little bit, shall we say, underwhelmed. We will be talking about that, but we decided that the theme this week would be what we would have liked to have actually seen from Beauty Bay's Love Notes.
And I think the thing is, we wanted more depth. Like, I don't think you can have like a look like this, like an actual deepness on the outer corner. It was so light. Like, I kind of like the color story. Like, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But it needed more depth.
Well, we'll get on to talking about that in a little bit. But anyways, this was our interpretations of what we'd like to have seen. And we also have my Patreon's looks as well. So have a little gawk. But let's get straight on into it. The first thing was actually Kylie Cosmetics, you know, Kylie Jenner, and her Valentine's Day sort of thing. Because by the way, there's just a shit ton of Valentine's Day stuff. So the general thing is there's the eyeshadow palette, there's highlighters, there's like lip glosses, lip kits, lashes, and some blush sticks. Kylie got into some issues here because I think it was Trixie had kind of taken a TikTok and was like, this looks very familiar to mine.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like, have you copied me? And I'm like, ooh.
The component of the lipsticks, like lip glosses, are like exactly the same as like Trixie's, like Trixie Cosmetics one. And he was like, lawsuit. Don't know if you can actually suits, like, because like components, I don't know if you can own like a shape. No.
I own this shape.
I want to own shape round. No one can do round compacts anymore.
They can't do round body type, nothing like that. I mean, I think it feels like a bit of a stretch if they were to kind of be like, oh, because I get it's just a component. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
I see that it is the same, but like I think Jeffree Star was the first who came out with like this component, like which a lot of companies do now.
Yeah.
So like, I mean,
felt like a much ado about nothing, if I'm 100% honest. Like I was like, I don't really get why we're like, it's like if it was like coming out with an eyeshadow palette that was a dead on dupe for that, then I'd be like, yeah, because Kylie's gotten into trouble for that before of like, you know, but I'm like, this isn't actually drama, in my opinion. Now, if we actually look at the products themselves,
I mean, it's a neutral palette with like a pop of red and like a lilac-y color and a peach or an orange, and then it's like neutral.
Yeah. I don't care.
But it's like, it's her aesthetic. Yeah. I'm not interested.
Yeah. I always think like her eyeshadow palettes look really cheap, even though they cost a lot. Like,
if just remind me of Colourpop.
Yeah,
Like,
literally. Like
and I know there was that like drama thing when she started her brand that it's like made in the same lab. Although you could have a higher, like a better formula that is made in the same lab because you always can own the lab. It's
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I don't really care. It is what it is, and when I put it to you guys, 14% of you love it. So there you go. This next one, then, Jaclyn Hill is back at it again with some new lipsticks, and this time it's liquid lipsticks. So there are 7 bright and bold new shades of their signature pout spoken liquid lipsticks for $20 US, and then there's 7 bright and bold matching liners, which I do appreciate to actually have the liners match, and they're $18 each, and they have a lip sharpener, like for your lip pencils, for $9, which I'm like, that's expensive for what that is. Yeah. Oh, and a lipstick remover for $14.
What do you like need that to remove that lipstick?
Does make me
Because
wonder.
then I don't like it. I
Yeah.
like the colors though; they're really pretty. Like I like the bright pinks and oranges, and like
The deep
I actually
purple.
think it's a really pretty launch.
I think so too.
Don't like her wig. Those
No,
pictures, it looks so bad. I'm so sorry.
it looks like it's been photoshopped onto her head.
Yeah,
You know?
maybe it's like the round cut of the fringe that
It's,
makes her head look really round
to
because
be fair,
she
that,
obviously like already has
yeah,
like
like that is, by the way, this is why I have my fringe pinned up, because I had a hairdresser absolutely bastardize mine. So now I look like I'm like my own fourth cousin. Like, it's terrible. Like, I look like I can only say the alphabet backwards. It's very problematic.
yeah,
So I get it. I love the colors of these.
yeah.
I like, they're not really easy to get around here. I think you can get them on Morphe now, but I don't know. I don't really hear much about Jaclyn Cosmetics these days. Like, when they initially launched, I mean, obviously there was the drama, but then she kind of came back at it with the highlighters and stuff, and that was very successful. But I don't really hear much about her these days in terms of
Yeah,
like any like cult products.
yeah. Like if I saw this somewhere and I was like, I wanted to treat myself a nice
Mm,
color, like I wouldn't mind getting one and try, but
mm.
like it's not the most easiest to
That's
get
the thing.
here.
Yeah. Like, if somebody else stocked them, like say Cult Beauty or Beauty Bay or whatever, I'd probably like pop
Yeah,
it into an order. But yeah, I mean, it's sort of a moot point. I think they're very pretty. Wouldn't mind trying them at some point, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get them.
yeah.
And when I put it to you guys, 15% of you love it. I had a lot of people just kind of being like, nah, I'm over Jaclyn. So there you go. That seems to be where people are headed. Now, and I mean a long time ago, we talked about Beauty Bakery and how they were coming out with a skincare line. That must have been like, what, a year ago or something that I was talking about this? And they finally revealed it. And they have a glycolic facial cleanser for $24, a hydro rich facial moisturizer for $28, an AHA and BHA exfoliating facial for $30, and they have a toner then for $28, and some cognac sponges for $18, and then a little grocery bag to put it all into for $14.
I don't know. I tend not to go for like skincare brands that first done like makeup.
Yeah. I'm very hesitant to try new skincare, as in like from brands that aren't established. Like, I don't really go for ones that are just like new out of the gate. So I mean, I think it makes sense what they've come out with. I think the aesthetic of it
Yeah.
looks really, really cute. Like, the packaging is like adorable. But I don't know, like I'm also like at that point where I'm pretty okay or happy with what I have. So I don't think I'd kind of stray too far away from that. But like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
The price point isn't like horrific. Like,
It's a bit pricey,
it
but
is, but it could have been
like
so
for
much
a
better.
brand that's never done skincare, I'm like,
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, this is for someone if you want like your skincare to remind grocery shopping, then
I love the idea of you putting on a cleanser and then being like, shit, I forgot to get the bread. Like when you're going to bed and you're like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no. I don't have anything for sandwiches tomorrow. Oh no. Like, I mean, to be fair, I am thinking about food a lot of the time, so maybe it's as well to incorporate it into food.
I think Sahil
Yeah, I'll
would
stop.
love this.
Anything food themed, he's like, I understand this.
I understand. I like this.
No. Like, if Sahil ever came out with his own company, it would literally just, like, I think that maybe Sahil has, like, a part-time, like, claim or something in Glam Light, because you know how they're always coming out with food, tea, makeup. I'm like, is it you, Sahil? Is it you? And he's like, no. But yeah, I don't really care that much about it. I hope they do well. I think they're a nice brand. Like, they have nice.
I haven't tried anything of Beauty Bakery, but it's not like, where can you even buy it?
You can get it on Boots, and I think you can get it on Cult Beauty.
I feel like it's a very neutral brand.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but
So maybe that's why.
Their ethos is very nice. Like, they do contribute a certain amount of their proceeds towards, like, orphanages and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm all for that. When I put it to you guys, 30% of you loved it. So there you go. Then we have Drenched Cosmetics, who have collaborated with Neon MUA for this Lunar Retrograde eyeshadow palette. And it's apparently available for pre-order, and that is shipping on February 4th. So as you're watching, if anyone has pre-ordered it, it's on its way to you.
You know what this reminds me of?
Oh, do tell.
Like a little bit of the Laura Lee and her, like, nieces
The candy style,
palette, but with darker colors in it.
Yeah, I can totally see that. That would actually be a very nice accompanying palette.
Yeah, I don't hate this. I kind of wish there were the browns.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, why do we need to put like 2 browns in every bright palette these days?
No.
Ugh, it infuriates me.
I think that is definitely the bit that is throwing me. I'd also like to see quite like a fuchsia-y pink in there. Like, I think that could be quite fun. Like, instead,
or like a really deep teal would be nice with those lighter ones.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think it's a really, really nice idea. Maybe even like a pastel-y purple. They have a white in there, so you could actually blend.
Yeah, and you have a black,
which I do like.
One of those look like a really deep brown, maybe, or like a really deep purpley brown.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But it's not that expensive. Like, with the code, you can get it for $34. So it's not bad. Some of the shimmers look actually really nice. So.
Yeah. I like the look of it. I mean, I don't like 100% love it, i.e. like, I don't think it's perfection. Like, I would change around a few shades, or I might omit a few things, add in a few things. But I think this is very nice. I think this is well done.
Yeah, well done.
Well done. When I put it to you guys, though, 34% of you love it. So we're not.
I think it's one of those strange color stories.
Yeah.
And the layout
is a bit jarring.
My favorite.
Yeah, I can see that. I like, it's one of those palettes you wouldn't initially know what to do with it, but I think the longer it would be in your possession, the more, I'll do this with that, I'll do this with that. Yeah, don't hate it. What I do hate, though, is this. This is Morphe and their Heart Candy Artistry palette for $12. How dare they put in the word artistry with these bullshit things? Like, what the fuck is this nonsense?
This has nothing to do with artistry. This is trash. This belongs to landfill. We don't want this. We have seen this 1,000 times. I'm over it already. It's ugly. And I like pink. How dare you? How dare you, Morphe?
But how, like, literally, like you said, was it only a couple of months ago that they came out with a 9-pan, like, pink?
They have this already.
5 million times. And they came out with that big Sweetest Tea palette that with pinks in it as well. I don't understand this.
Yeah. I feel like they're lost on ideas.
Yeah.
Like, they have lost their touch. You know, Morphe was once one of the brands that everyone was like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
want to buy it. I remember all the like Jaclyn Hill launches, like James Charles launches, they sold out like multiple times. And now it's just like, meh.
I think you see that's exactly the thing is they've always pitted their success with collaborating with somebody,
Yeah,
and the people that they've collaborated with have ended up being just a smidgen problematic,
yeah,
and people don't really want to support them anymore, and now they don't really know what to do. So
yeah,
this is where we are with them. I don't know who's buying them. The brushes are okay. There's better out there. I don't
yeah.
with the exception of the M562, I fucking love that brush. Thanks, Wilma. I love
I
you.
do love some of Morphe's brushes, but some of them are like a little. Like I do love my M506.
That's a brilliant brush, yeah.
It's a brilliant brush, and some of my Jaclyn Hill collab brushes are amazing.
Yeah. But
But
they are
like,
hit or miss. Some of them are really good, and then some of them, like you look at them and the fibers start to like
yeah, they
get
start to
out.
like
You're like, excuse me.
do this.
Yeah.
They're like, ah,
Hi.
I'm
Yeah.
done
I
with
mean,
life.
same. I am a Morphe brush. I mean, this is just shit. This is the laziest attempt at like a
Yeah,
Valentine's Day. I fucking hate it, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. And you guys also hate it because 5% of you love it. So there you go.
and I feel like the 5% that did love it was a
An
mistake.
accident. Yeah. Oh no. Which fair. Then this next one, it's all down to the theme of what we were talking about today, which was Beauty Bay's Love Notes palette. We were so excited when they were like giving us the black and white photos, and then this is what happened. It's €17 if you are interested, and it's available now. Now I bought it on launch day on Monday. Today is Wednesday evening. It hasn't even dispatched yet. It's so fucking bad. The caucasity of this.
I
Like,
mean, I will give, like, I've seen swatches now, and it does look way better in real life that I've seen swatches. Give it that, but I still think it's too light.
yeah, like
It's too.
I don't hate it like with a burning passion, but I think if this came out from any other brand, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. But because it's from Beauty Bay, I'm like, Beauty Bay, I expect more from you guys
Yeah,
because they've given us some of the like best palettes of the last few years. You look at,
yeah,
you know, the Wilderness palette, the Book of Magic, the Sunset Horizons, the Bright Mattes. Like, I mean,
yeah.
they're just
I just,
consistently good.
I don't get why it's so like. Why isn't there deep, like any depth? Like, there's not a single deep shade in that palette.
It reminds me so much of the ABH Norvina palette, like the original little Norvina palette,
Yeah, kinda.
mixed
With
with
the
modern
like really
Renaissance.
light purpley. Like I get it's like pastels, but like then do a full pastel palette and you have actually done it already. So I'm just like I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I
Really
much preferred
disappointed.
last year's offering, the New Romantic.
Yeah, I didn't even like that much. Like it's beautiful, but that's so much better than
Yeah.
this. If this would have been like a purpley version of last year's, I
Oh,
would have been all of like pinks, dark purples, like give me it.
I love how we both ended up thinking along the same sort of color stories.
Yeah. We wanted more from you, Beauty Bay.
It's just we expect a lot more from them. That's all. I find it really interesting though because when I like put the black and white picture into my stories, 71% of people were excited, and then when the reveal happened, and I put it to you guys, 31% of
It
you.
like flipped.
Whew, I've never seen like a big drop like that before, so I thought that
Yeah.
was like really really interesting. But keep an eye out. I will have a video for it at some point on my channel in like 5 years time whenever Beauty Bay decide to like fucking dispatch things, who knows. Anyways, The next thing we have then is Playing in Makeup by Yolondo, and this is their new Love Epidemic eyeshadow palette, which I'm like, why have you called it a love epidemic? We've just come out of a pandemic. We don't want any more demics, but I mean, I look at this and it gives me massive Lunar Beauty, Book of Magic 2 vibes.
It actually does. And also, I feel like Norvina Volume 1 vibes also. And like, also, like, we have so many of these color stories, like Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 without the neutrals. I like the color story. I actually do. I like that there's like, I wish there was a couple more like deeper shades.
Yeah.
But I tend to say that an awful lot. But like,
we should pre-record you saying that and just insert that sound bite of like,
yeah, I need depth, need deepness.
I'd love if they had like a black shade in that. That I think would have solved an awful lot of it. But
it's a beautiful palette, but like
a very matte heavy palette.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But like, also, I would like to have kind of like a good ratio of mattes and shimmers, or just the matte palette or the shimmer palette.
Yeah.
But like, this is good. I don't hate it. I would like to try something. Like, I've seen some, like, I feel like this brand is doing like good.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few releases from them that I'm like, interesting. Like, they came out with some nice smaller pan eyeshadow palettes there.
Yeah.
They had lovely color stories. Like, I think they're really interesting. I'd love them to get a European vendor, because I would happily try some of these, but it's just out of my reach at the moment. I don't hate it. I think it makes sense. It's, I think, one of the nicer Valentine's Day palettes that we've seen so far, in my opinion. Like, I prefer this to the Beauty Bay.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Anyways, when I put it to you guys, 37% of you love it. Still higher than Beauty Bay though. So
yeah.
I'm just saying. Then we have frickin' Fabulous Cosmetics, who also go under, I think it's like Sticker Dolls or something on Etsy. And they have this 9-pan multi-chrome eyeshadow palette. It's retailing for $134.29. Now, here's the thing that I find quite interesting. Like, I think they are like a white label. And if you look at those like eyeshadow pans, if you go and look up Charmacy, so CHARMACY, they are, I think, an Indian brand actually, and you can buy each of those single shadows for like the equivalent of €10.
Oh my god, I've seen actually that pan design on a lot of brands in these like
you can buy those via Alibaba.
Yeah, so like, that's a really expensive palette. Like, I don't hate it. It looks beautiful, but like, now that I know that I could get the exact same thing for like €10, I'm like,
oh, like each individual shadow for like 10.
Yeah.
But I reckon
it would be so much cheaper than this.
But I reckon you could also go onto the likes of Alibaba, and you know how like you can bulk order things. So like, presumably they could have gotten each of these shadows for, we'll say, maybe €8 each.
Yeah.
And pop it. That's a pretty big markup.
Yeah.
Just to slot them into a palette.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, to each their own. It's very expensive. I mean, I love like there's 4 shades in there that I find really interesting. The green, the kind of fuchsia, there's a teal, and then like a dark blue. I'd happily get those. I'm not as bothered about the rest. So
you don't like the packaging.
Yeah, the packaging just kind of cheapens it, I think.
Yeah.
Which is ironic considering how expensive.
I would rather have just like a matte black or something else.
Same. Anyways, when I put it to you guys, it was very much a 50-50 split, and I had a lot of people messaging me going, I wouldn't have said yes if I had read how expensive it was. Like, I love that you're not reading what I'm writing. You're just like, bleh. So at some point, I'm just going to say something like highly inappropriate in my stories and nobody's going to catch on to it. But
Yeah.
there you go. This next one is the most unusual of the Valentine's Day offerings. This is from Too Faced and this is their Major Love eyeshadow palette. It's $27. I'm going to start with the positives in that this is actually at least a little bit different. Finally, we're not seeing them trying to sneak in a pop of purple into an eyeshadow palette because every single fucking eyeshadow palette they put in a purple. I mean, they had to put in a pink apparently, which I really don't understand, particularly that shade of pink. Like, this isn't the worst thing that has come out.
I saw someone compare this to the Kaleidos Flower Bank and the Huda Wild, something, the greeny one on Color Stories.
Yes.
And it's like in the same realm of like things.
Yeah.
This is just way more boring than those two.
Yeah.
Like, I like that there's like two greens. I like that there's a pink. Not that it fits in. Like, I would have liked it more like a muted pink, maybe with those. But then we have the mandatory browns there that I'm like.
Has there been a law passed that none of us know about that states that every eyeshadow palette has to have a brown in it?
I don't know. But it's just like that could have been a really pretty palette. They just would have like maybe added like a dark, like an olive, or like a dark darker green shade in there, like a matte,
lovely.
and maybe like even one lighter one, or like a pink, a couple of pinks, or
a mustardy yellow.
Yeah,
that'd be gorgeous, and it would go with the whole theme of Major Love. You know, the army, the khaki.
Yeah,
like I'd like that. Now, I think this is the least shit thing that Too Faced has come out with in terms of an eyeshadow palette recently.
I agree.
So, like, I'm not angry with them. I'm just,
it's still like, kind of.
Yeah. Like, it does feel like they're at least attempting to move in the correct direction. I just don't think their formula is anything to talk about.
Yeah. I'm like, I had one of their palettes. Was it pretty rich? And the shimmers, I do have to say, were amazing and beautiful. The mattes were like, okay, nothing to write home about, but like they're not the worst, but they're like not the best also. And then when their palettes are so boring, I'm like, why would I choose?
Like, I think $27 is expensive for what you're getting. In just my opinion. When I put it to you guys, then 16% of you love it. That's right. Colourpop, hooray! I will say when I saw this, I kind of thought a little bit of Tatty Beauty, you know, in the sense of like putting things into like columns. All right, Tatty Beauty. But this is the Rock Candy Mega Palette. It's going to be $34, and they also have some glowing lips. So apparently it's an ultra nourishing formula, and it is coming sometime soon. It is such a regurgitation of all of their previous palettes.
It is, but I like.
Yeah,
I like the shimmers. Look at those shimmers.
Yeah, they do look nice.
And like, I like those. Like, it has a lot of like cool toned, like black and gray shade, and like this would be a perfect like neutral palette with really nice shimmers and glitters. I don't hate it. I just ordered the Dollhouse though, so I won't be needing this, but like I wouldn't mind getting that. I actually really like it.
I think this is one that will fit for an awful lot of makeup artists.
It reminds me of this. Is it the Stone Cold
box? Yeah, and so many
but with shimmers.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I wouldn't be angry about getting it, but I haven't bought anything from Colourpop in a really, really long time.
Me neither.
So it's okay. I just kind of feel like it's getting a bit lazy at this point.
Yeah.
That's just me. It does feel a little bit like they're like ravaging through the carcasses of their old palettes and just picking up pieces and then like cobbling together something new. That's just me. And it seems a lot of you were thinking the same sort of thing because 29% of you love it. So there you go. And then Fenty, we've talked an awful lot about Fenty recently. It feels like we've had a lot of releases
Yeah.
from them. And they're coming out with some new bullet lipsticks. This is their Icon Semi-Matte Refillable Lipstick. So I like the idea of it being refillable, you know, that whole like sustainable beauty thing. They have vitamin C and E in it. There's hyaluronic acid. And they come in 10 different shades. They're $20 each. They're available from February 4th. So they are available as you're watching. I mean, I think this isn't a bad like shade range of lipsticks to come out with.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, the swatches don't excite me.
Yeah.
Like, it is like it's pretty shades. I think it's a good, like, first round to start with. I don't know if I would like that formula.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like opaque. Looks kind of like a sheer.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But it says high pigment, low maintenance.
I'd be intrigued to try at least one.
Yeah.
Like I could be coaxed into trying one, particularly MVP.
Yeah. Like, I know that you don't need a lot of pushing to get another red lipstick.
No, and like Miss had just like uploaded a thing of like her favorite red lipsticks, and I'm just sitting there like taking notes, going, okay, right, okay,
okay, I need to buy this and this and this now.
Do I need this? Absolutely fucking not. So I'm gonna have to explain to Sahil why we'll never be able to buy a house, but we have loads of red lipsticks. Anyways, it is what it is. I mean, I think this makes sense. It's fine. When I put it to you guys, though, 44% of you love it. I think there's just more of a leaning towards liquid lipsticks in general.
Yeah.
I think. Then we have Acepte, and they're restocking the Tropical Vibe palette, which we've already seen. And they now have some glitter or glimmer shadows, which look very much like the Super Shocks from Colourpop, like even down to the packaging. I don't know if they're necessarily selling them singularly, but they have said via Trendmood that the four of them are together for $28. So there's one which is a duochrome, which is a green with an olive flip. Then there's a metallic olive green, a metallic chartreuse, which I fucking love, and then a metallic bright emerald. I think those are nice, like complementary.
They're really nice shades.
Yeah.
Especially that like metallic chartreuse. It's so gorgeous.
It is.
Look how bright it is.
I like it. That's my kind of thing. I think that's interesting, and I like that you can bundle the palette with the shadow as well, because the palette is normally like $39, and you can bundle that with the shadows for $62, which I'm like, interesting.
Not bad. Not bad.
I hear what you're saying, sir. I could be convinced. Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Perchance.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. A lady never says anything about her eyeshadow preferences. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad one. It makes sense. When I put it to you guys, 72% of you love it. So that was quite the one. Then we have Gourmande Girl Cosmetics, and this is their ShopAmore palette, and it's retailing for $39.99. It was designed and curated, like put together by Doodles by the Bunny. We talked about her last week and the issues she had with Chixie Beauty, and she's coming out with a new palette with a different brand now. Again, this is very like on theme for Valentine's Day. There's some mattes, there's some shimmers, there's some shimmers, and there are two duochromes, and they are feminine and wee. So I mean,
look at that wee.
Yeah, that looks nice.
So pretty. I like this. I think it's a pretty palette.
Yeah, I think it's a really good offering for Valentine's Day, and I think like this is a very wearable palette as well. Like I could see a very
it's not like too intimidating.
Yeah. God, that shade rouge looks really, really quite red.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice, isn't it? I like that.
I like this. I like this a lot.
I do too.
Elena did a review on this. She got it as PR.
She did.
So
Yeah,
Go check her video if
yeah.
you're interested in
I will
this.
link her channel down below and I will bully and coerce you to watch it. Yeah, I like this. I think it's actually a very, very smart release. $39.99 isn't bad when you're thinking about like indie brand and like
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is very, very nice. And I like seeing them like interacting with somebody who's like very passionate about makeup. So yeah.
Yeah.
But when I put it to you guys, you were very discerning. 24% if you love it. Then we have ShopAmore USA, and this is their Firebird eyeshadow palette. It's $15. Can I just say there's aspects of this that reminds me very much of the Melt like Muerte palette, you know, the blues and the reds together. I like this. I think this is very
I don't hate it.
$15.
There's not a lot of mattes though, but like it's not bad. I actually don't hate it. Like it looks pretty. I kind of like the like warm and cool side. I don't hate it. I actually like this.
I think it's very, very pretty. And again, like I said, $15. I can't really sneeze at that. Like that's not bad at all. And I know like Elena, we just talked about her, she's like reviewed ShopAmore before and she's generally really liked them. So I mean, if you're in the US and you like the look of this, this might be like a good palette to add to your collection for only $15. The packaging is super cute as well.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. This is pleasing to me. Now, when I put it to you guys, 47% if you love it. So it was very contentious. But that does mean we're now on to our sneak peeks. And the first one is quite an interesting one because this does seem to have been a little bit of a mistake. Not like the palette itself is a mistake, although, yes, in my opinion. But it seems that, was it John Lewis or something, accidentally put this out onto the shelves and somebody went off and bought it and it isn't meant to be released yet. This is Natasha Denona and this is their Pastel palette.
Why does that keep happening for Natasha Denona products?
So many times.
I feel like this isn't like the first or a second time.
Yeah, remember the mini Xenon palette, and we sneak peeked that about 6 months before it came out. To the point that I was actually thinking, was that just a really good fucking Photoshop?
Yeah,
like
I actually like this.
I hate it. I hate the color story of this.
I don't know. I feel like it's arranged a bit like she does this, like it's very mumbled, but I like her formula, like what I've tried one palette, but like this could be a really nice companion palette, like if you would like, I think this is meant to be kind of like a companion palette for was it Circo de Loco or something?
Yeah, Circo Loco. It's a fabulous palette. I really enjoyed it. I could see it also working with Zendo fairly well.
Yeah, and I think Triachrome would work. Like, I think a lot of her palettes would work good with this.
Yeah.
It's like to have more deep shades, but this is like a pastel palette, so I let it slide.
Yeah.
I kind of get it why there isn't. Like, the shimmers look nice.
I just wouldn't know what to do with this, you know? I
don't think it's like a palette you could use. I love my pastels from Beauty Bay. Yes. Don't get me wrong, but I don't use this on its own ever. I wouldn't use pastel.
That's the thing with pastels. I don't think you'll usually do a look by itself. So like Natasha Denona is so expensive, and I'm like, do I feel comfortable with spending that amount of money on something that isn't going to make a full for me?
I'm wondering if this is her one of the like more expensive.
I reckon it's going to be the $65 ones.
Okay, then it's not too bad. Not too bad.
I could be convinced for the sake of like, I demand your channel.
I could be convinced.
I could be convinced because I have all of the willpower of it.
Like, look at that green shade. Like the bright, like it's not even a pastel to me.
To be fair, that's the thing that drew my eye first. And I was like, I really fucking like that shade.
Some of the shimmers, and I like the pastel, some of the like light blues, and one color there I feel like doesn't fit, and it's the purple.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I feel like it's too deep for this. I wish she would have done like a slightly like a lighter,
lilac-y
Yeah.
shade would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the inclusion of that in there. I
Yeah.
don't. It feels a bit disjointed to me. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know what to do with it. I'm not going to go out and get it because, like, I'd prefer to take that €65 or whatever
Yeah.
amount it's going to be and put it towards something else.
Yeah.
You
It's a
know,
lot of money.
it is, and I wouldn't be able to use it by itself. I think that's mainly
Yeah.
my issue with these sorts of things. When I put it to you guys, 41% of you love it, so this was very like polarizing. Then it looks like a Makeup Forever, who, by the way, we haven't heard from in forever, are coming out possibly with a new foundation. I wouldn't be surprised if they're coming out with something that's like quite glowy or something. I don't even
Yeah.
know where to buy Makeup Forever.
Like I've had their like the concealer. I
Mm.
think it goes with this, or was it like one of their concealers? And I remember it was like in a squeezy tube, like a black squeezy tube, and it was so good, so good. But like I never heard about this brand anymore. Like
Yeah,
I feel like kind of like, are they even a thing anymore?
that's the thing, because like I just don't hear anything from them. I cannot remember
Yeah.
the last time I saw a release from them. So this feels a bit
Yeah.
odd, unless this is one of those ones that like really gets used by like makeup artists or whatever, and we just don't hear about that
Yeah.
much.
I think we might have like Makeup Forever shop in Helsinki, but I'm not sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I have no idea where I'd even go
Yeah.
or try and find this. So it's sort of a moot point for me. Like, it's not really for me. When I put it to you guys, 14% of you were excited for it. And speaking of excited, oh my God, this next one. Can I just say, I've been so good for keeping my very large mouth shut about this. Because I have had this in my possession for the past month. And I've been so good playing with it and just been like, me, and not saying anything about it and not like shouting it from the rooftops. But now Lois has revealed the outside of the palette, which is the Meet Me at Midnight palette. And it is beautiful. Look, I'm holding it in my big chunky paw.
Who's teasing us with that palette?
No, I'm not opening it. I'm leaving it obviously to Lois to reveal this wonderful magnitude. Now, what I will say is, one of those instances where you wonder, does the packaging match the inside? And we've seen that with Lois before. Her Meet Me in the Underworld, the outside of the palette matched the inside. Yeah, that's the same with this. Think of Midnight. This is what the colors that you got. It's very on theme. I'm so excited for people to see it. I've already filmed a 3 looks, one palette with it, and I've filmed another video with it because I kind of can't put it down at the moment. I'm really enjoying it as a palette. It works very, very well.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, anything that she comes out with, I do tend to get like weirdly excited about. And when I put it to you guys, and kind of like I've also like put a picture of me holding it into my stories, and the amount of messages that I've gotten, kind of going, "I'm going to come over to your house and steal it," and I'm like,
hopefully you guys don't know where I live.
I'm like, God damn it, I shouldn't give my address out so readily. When I put it to you guys, 90% of you love it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Like we all know, like Meet Me in the Underworld was like so successful.
Yeah.
No people are excited about this, and for a good reason.
The quality is just, it's damned good. And then I love that we're going from like that sheer excitement to what I can only imagine is going to be a fucking letdown. I know that as we're saying this, we don't have any images of what this is going to look like, but I'll insert them at some point when we're talking. This is Makeup Revolution, who are doing like a DC Mad Love collection. And I am already a bit annoyed because I suspect they're going to try and pair Harley Quinn with the Joker, which bothers me because that's such like an abusive relationship. I would prefer, personally, to see Harley Quinn with Poison Ivy. I think that would be much more interesting. But I guarantee we're going to see something bland, something bleh, and
my hopes are not up,
No.
and they're probably for a good reason.
Yeah. Like, I feel like even though my expectations are very low, I feel like I will still be like, oh, this will be even worse than
Yeah,
top.
they're gonna ruin this too.
Like they ruin everything.
Yeah. God damn you.
I love how, you know, when I put the lowest cosmetics to people, it was 90% like, yeah, I'm excited, and it was the direct reverse for this because 10% of you love it, which just warms the cockles of my heart. You know, I really
It just
enjoy it.
tells that indie brands are like
Innovating.
they're doing great. They're like ruling the makeup game.
They really are.
Like Blend Bunny, Lois Cosmetics, like come on now, so good. Like there's so many good indie brands.
It's Belle. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, I want
Just
more.
like how can these like mainstream brands?
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's like
so
if an
many
indie
resources.
brand can do this good, what's your excuse?
Literally, when they have so many more resources, and then they just come up with something that has been so
Yeah, they just planned it out. Like they want to be pleased. They want to please everyone, and by trying that, they like kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
Like
No bueno. No bueno.
no bueno.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that is it. So that means we are on to my favorite comment. And this is from the lovely Dawn. She says, good morning, Teresa. I needed this today, having a really horrible pain day. So it was a welcome distraction. I think the Coloured Rain palettes are gorgeous. I don't usually like greens on me, but I want them all. Guess what, Dawn? I may have bought them all. So there will be a video at some point. With the Be Perfect sneak peek, perhaps it's laminate flooring. Lol. Much love to you. Honestly, do you know what the way that Be Perfect are? Wouldn't be surprised if they went laminate flooring. Like, do you know what? Considering their fucking lip liners were like, I can only assume some sort of like an implement of death. I still haven't heard back from their customer service team of me kind of being like, these aren't usable, between them being like a horrible formula and smelling awful. I still haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with Be Perfect anymore. But yeah. Anyways, that is it, guys. That is the whole kit and caboodle. You know the general drill. You go find Tia. Follow her. She's fabulous. She uploads like pictures every single day on her Instagram. And if you want to feel shit about your makeup skills, you go and look at her. Right? It's going to make you feel like a boiled piece of ham. That's how I feel every time I interact with Tia. I'm like, oh,
I am a boiled piece of ham.
Yum, 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 yum. But do please like, comment, and subscribe to both of our channels, and turn on that notification bell so you can see more videos. And do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up, don't be gross. But that's it. That's the end of the video, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.